But Daniel wasn't sleeping. He was watching. The lawyer had been bypassed. The predator was online. He noted the tiny things. The way she'd started putting her phone face down. The new, vague client meetings that popped up on her calendar. The subtle, expensive scent of a cologne that wasn't his, clinging to her hair one evening when she came home late. He needed proof. Not for a divorce lawyer. Not yet. But for himself. To confirm the reality his entire soul was screaming was true. On Thursday, her calendar said wellness workshop at a hotel in the Loop. A full-day thing. She left that morning in yoga pants and a sleek jacket, a gym bag slung over her shoulder. The perfect cover. Daniel called in sick. A first in his career. He waited 20 minutes, then grabbed his own coat and a baseball cap. He followed her downtown, his heart a block of ice in his chest. He watched her enter the Loran Hotel, a place of discreet, old-money luxury. She didn't go to a conference room or a spa entrance. She went straight to the elevators in the main lobby. Daniel hung back, a ghost in the marble hall. He saw her press the button. He watched the floor numbers light up. 10th floor. He waited, then took the next elevator. When the doors opened on 10, the hallway was empty, plush and silent. He had no room number. This was a dead end. Then he heard it. A laugh. Her laugh. The unguarded, throaty one she hadn't used with him in years. It came from behind a door partway down the hall. Room 1012. He moved closer, his back against the wall. He could hear the murmur of a male voice. Deep. Confident. This was it. The crime scene. And he was locked out. Fury and desperation clawed at him. Daniel stood there in that silent, plush hallway, the sound of his wife's laughter from room 1012 echoing in his skull like a taunt. He was a ghost with a front-row seat to his own haunting. The predator was online, but the prey was behind a locked door. He needed more than a hotel floor number. He needed a blueprint of the lie. He didn't go home. He drove straight to her office, a sleek boutique marketing firm in River North. He wasn't a husband visiting his wife. He was a lawyer conducting discovery. He used his key card, the one she'd given him for emergencies, back when emergencies meant forgetting her lunch, and slipped inside after hours. The place was empty, just the hum of servers and the scent of expensive coffee. Her desk was a minimalist masterpiece. Too clean. A lawyer's mind notices when things are too clean. It's like a crime scene that's been wiped. He started with the obvious. Her main laptop, password protected. He tried their anniversary, her birthday, his birthday. Nothing. Of course. Then he tried the name he'd heard her whisper in the hotel hallway. Ryan. Bingo. The desktop bloomed to life. Icy rage mixed with a sick sense of victory. Her secret was his password. He didn't go for emails or browser history. Amateurs look for love letters. Professionals look for financials. He found a folder labeled Taxes, Personal. Inside, statements for a bank account he'd never seen. A joint account? No. An individual account in her name only. But the statements weren't mailed to their home. They were mailed to a P.O. box. The monthly deposits were her salary, yes, but the withdrawals, they were massive. Consistent. $2,000, $3,000, sometimes $5,000, transferred out every single month to an account listed only by a string of numbers. What was she buying? A habit? Gambling? Or a life? A life he wasn't funding. Then, in the trash folder of her email client, not fully deleted, he found the confirmation. A lease agreement. For an apartment in Lincoln Park. A one-bedroom. Signed not by Emily Lawson, but by Emily Reynolds. Reynolds. Her maiden name. The lease had started 18 months ago. 18 months. This wasn't a fling. This was a foundation. He sat back, the office chair creaking in the silence. The pieces clicked together with the cold, final sound of a cell door locking. The hotel was the rendezvous. This apartment, this was the home. Their home was the set. He was the prop. He drove to the Lincoln Park address, a modern building with a faux historic facade. He watched from his car. He saw a couple enter, the man swiping a key fob. Daniel waited. then approached the door just as a delivery guy was leaving. He caught it, slipped inside the lobby. He found the mailbox for 4B. The nameplate read, E. Reynolds. He didn't need to see inside. The truth was in the label, the P.O. box, the bank account, the name. It was a completely parallel existence, running right alongside his own, funded by the life they'd built together. He was the mark, the bank, the fool. Back home, he tore their bedroom apart. He was no longer careful. The performance was over. He found it taped to the underside of her bottom dresser drawer, cool and smooth against the wood. A second phone. A burner. He powered it on. No password. Why would she need one? The idiot husband didn't know it existed. The text thread was a gut punch. Pictures. A selfie of her and Ryan, tangled in sheets in a sun-drenched room that wasn't their bedroom. Plans for a weekend in Aspen. Talk of future. His future. I can't wait to start our life for real, Ryan had texted. Soon, she'd replied. He's getting suspicious. I'm handling it. Handling it. Like he was a problem to be managed. A bug in the software of her perfect double life. But the real twist, the knife that went in last and twisted the hardest, was the contact name. She hadn't saved Ryan's number under a fake name. It was just Ryan. But under his contact, Daniel scrolled. His own number, the man she'd been married to for 7 years, was saved under a single, devastating word. Daniel. Not husband. Not babe. Not my love. Just his name. Like a colleague. Like a plumber. He was an entry in an address book, not a partner in a life. The categorization was a confession. He was outside the story. Daniel Lawson was done playing detective. The POV had shifted. He was no longer the cuckolded husband, peeking through keyholes. He was the director now. And his next scene? A dinner party. The perfect, toxic, American as apple pie setting for a public execution. He planned it with the cold precision of a general. The guest list was his first weapon. Their closest friends, the ones who'd toasted them at their wedding, who called them couple goals, Mark and Chloe, Sarah and Ben. The reliable chorus to his tragedy. And then, the special guest, the one nobody but Daniel knew was coming. Ryan. He'd gotten the number from the burner phone. The invitation text was a masterpiece of vague, male bonding. Hey man, Daniel here. Emily's husband. Look, I know this is weird, but I think we should talk. Guy to guy? Drinks at my place, Saturday. 8 p.m. Some of our friends will be here. Let's clear the air. He'd bet on Ryan's curiosity, his arrogance, maybe even a twisted sense of honor. The reply came an hour later. Okay, I'll be there.